Kazakhstan and China are actively strengthening their partnership. China is one of the most important trading partners of Kazakhstan, and it is also the country's biggest foreign investor. China has the largest number of joint ventures in Kazakhstan compared to other countries. There is also a significant increase in the trade turnover between the two countries. Over the past 5 years, the trade value of the countries reached a historical high of almost $29 billion. The free trade development was facilitated by the construction of the Khorgos Kazakh-Chinese International Center for Border Cooperation. The center is built on an area of almost 500 hectares. It is a platform for both wholesalers and retailers from China and Kazakhstan who have certain preferences. Last year, more than 6 million people went to the Khorgos Center, which is an increase of 7% from the number in 2017. In the first two buildings, which were opened in summer of 2016, 78 rooms have been leased. The interest in this project is growing, especially among entrepreneurs from the Central Asian countries. We help them find partners in China. 22 investment projects will be implemented in Mangistau region this year. A broiler chicken factory is one of the projects. The enterprise, which will produce up to 5,000 tons of output, is being constructed in Tupkaragan district. The facility is expected to be launched in December. According to specialists, the local factory will cover 50% of the region's demand in chicken. We are constructing an animal feed factory and will provide livestock farms with this fodder. There is no similar plant in Mangistau region. This is our first project. Azerbaijani investors are set to invest in Mangistau's economy. The entrepreneurs are involved in the construction of cable and transformer plant in the region. The project costs 9 billion tenge. The output will be exported to Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, and a number of other countries. We are completing the construction and installation works. We will manufacture 2,000 to 5,000 tons of cables and 1,200 units of electric equipment. The plant is located in Special Economic Zone Aktau Seaport. The zone's special status and legal regulations provide beneficial environment for business development. A cast iron plant is also being built in the Special Economic Zone. The enterprise will produce 250,000 tons of output per year. 76 billion tenge are expected to be allocated for the project implementation. The raw material for the enterprise will be extracted at the Beskimpir deposit, which is located on the territory of Mangistau region. I also want to mention that this project is export-oriented. The output is expected to be exported to Iran, Pakistan, and India. 67 billion tenge will be spent this year on implementation of the 22 new projects. 43 facilities worth more than 1.5 trillion tenge will be commissioned in the region by 2025. Moreover, construction of a multi-purpose logistics center will start in Mangistau region this summer. The center will help substantially increase the volumes of freight transshipment through the Kurik port. The facility's capacity is 2 million bulk cargo and 150,000 containers per year. Kazakhstan is one of the world's top space nations. The Kazakh government has been working for the past 10 years to establish the full cycle of space industry operation, including the spacecraft launch, scientific missions to the International Space Station, and local rocket manufacturing enterprises. The National Space Center often conducts excursions for foreign meteorologists. The interest to the development of Kazakhstan's space industry is growing every year. This year, the center's management is planning to open a Bureau for Space Equipment Design and Technology and a spacecraft assembly and testing facility.
Для Казахстана это даст возможность, во-первых, изготавливать спутники свои.
The new developments will allow Kazakhstan to locally manufacture satellites, which means that the funding allocated for spacecraft manufacturing will remain in Kazakhstan. Also, the neighboring countries, including the Central Asian countries and Russia, are paying great interest to our facilities. Kazakhstan received its own remote sensing Earth observation system 5 years ago. Satellites KAZ-EOSat-1 and KAZ-EOSat-2 provide Kazakh specialists with an immediate access to data used in a variety of sectors, including agriculture, environment, land use, map making, defense, and national security.
Снимали территорию Казахстана, снимали территорию
We
сопредельную.
took images of the territory of Kazakhstan and neighboring countries. The imagery is particularly important now during the spring flooding, wildfires, and emergency situations. It is also important for crop harvest forecasts and many other purposes in regions, including the Caspian region, southern Kazakhstan, and other areas. Meanwhile, Iran is one of the latest countries that are involved in space industry. This year, the country celebrates its 10th anniversary of placing its first satellite into orbit. Iran's space program has been closely connected with Kazakhstan. 3 years ago, the country signed a space cooperation memorandum. The document outlines the possibility of using infrastructure and space facilities of the two countries, as well as the exchange of experience in satellite launches.
ماهواره قزاق‌ست که در مدار زمین قرار دارند جزء ماهواره‌ای هستند که می‌توانند
We know that the world's largest spaceport, Baikonur Cosmodrome, is located in Kazakhstan, and other countries can use this facility to launch their satellites. Kazakhstan also has Kassat satellites, which allow exchanging footage online. In the future, our countries can successfully cooperate in the space sector in case of emergency situation, and we can use images returned from the Kazakh satellite. Kazakh specialists shared their extensive experience with their Iranian colleagues who attended trainings and examined the latest equipment in Kazakhstan. The specialists of the two countries are planning to develop joint space projects. The image allows us to see the regions hit by the natural disasters and send aid to these areas. It is very useful. It also allows to quickly estimate the harm caused by the disaster. It would be great to enhance cooperation with our colleagues in neighboring Kazakhstan in these projects. Moreover, Kazakhstan and Iran are set to develop the space engineering and technical industry. This year, Iranian specialists are planning to visit the Kazakh capital to share their engineering developments with the Kazakh colleagues. Kazakhstan is set to become one of the top 5 beef exporters worldwide. The government launched the second stage of the state program, Sibaga, aimed at helping farmers to breed high-quality cattle. As part of the previous stage of the program, 55,000 thoroughbred cattle were imported into Kazakhstan. Since the launch of the updated state program, the number of cattle will be increased to 8 million. Farmers of eastern Kazakhstan are planning to export 17,000 tons of meat by 2022.
Былтырғы жылы мына Сыбаға бағдарламасы аясында мемлекеттік 15 шаруа қожалық осы асыл.
Last year, 15 farms in Kazakhstan expressed willingness to participate in Sibaga state program. We imported 747 cattle of the Hereford beef breed to Kazakhstan. This year, we expect to receive 60 cattle, which are currently in Russia, and will arrive here soon. We are planning to double the number of cattle this year.
Бір шамамен айтқан кезде, биылғы жылы жоспарымызды 2 есе осы программаға келіп 2 есе орындаймыз деген жоспарымыз бар.
There are more than 1,000 cattle of elite breeds in a local farm cooperative. The cattle include cows of the French Charolais breed, thoroughbred bulls of the Al-Liakol breed, and Australian Angus cattle. The farm was one of the first in the region to export 132 tons of beef to Uzbekistan. Summer pasture lands of Tarbagatai Mountains are convenient as the land is rich with organic grasslands where the cattle are grazing for about 5 months. Later, we feed the cattle with the fodder prepared from the same grass. We have farmers and tractors required to prepare hay from 4,500 hectares of land. We have enough resources to fully provide for the farm. Meanwhile, a large breeding farm in North Kazakhstan region imported elite cows from the Czech Republic. The farm in the village of Peterfeld expects to receive a total of 500 cows as part of the Sibaga program. We wanted to increase milk production as there is a high demand for dairy products and the price is good. We produce milk and receive income every day, which is very convenient. According to specialists, resumption of the Sibaga state program will allow to improve the breeds of the local cattle. Central Asia and the European Union are cooperating to tackle environmental problems. One of the tools for such collaboration is a project which aims at adopting the best EU experiences by Central Asian specialists. Experts conducted a training seminar for the Kazakh specialists at the International Center for Green Technologies and Investment Projects in Kazakhstan's capital, Nur Sultan. They talk about the successes of the EU member countries in improving air quality and controlling harmful emissions. The experts claim that this experience can be adopted by the Central Asian countries as the region is experiencing atmospheric pollution due to growing number of large enterprises.
Казахстан, конечно, добился очень много.
Of course, Kazakhstan has achieved a lot. This is because at the very beginning, the country took many right steps to improve the quality of the environment and the country can afford it financially. I think that development is in the right path. The fact that Kazakhstan is more interested in the experience of the European Union is also the right solution.
Все больше и больше интересуется опытом Европейского Союза.
The new environmental code, which will be adopted in Kazakhstan by the end of this year, will also make a significant contribution to solving the problem of air pollution. The EU expert states that the experience of Kazakhstan can be further adopted by other countries of Central Asia. Florentine mosaic is an ancient art which was originated during the Renaissance. Today, Central Asian craftsmen showed great interest in this form of art. Tajik artists Jamshed Jurayev and Nasim Nekmatov have been creating works in the mosaic design for more than 25 years. The artisans create unique paintings made of semi-precious and rare gems. The craftsmen say that selecting a perfect combination of colors and shades of gems requires great talent. Craftsmen should also have the knowledge of the properties of various gems.
Флорентийская мозаика – это древнее искусство.
Florentine mosaic is an ancient art which was created in Florence approximately 500 years ago at the time of Lorenzo de' Medici. This technique is internationally known as Florentine mosaic because in Italy it is called pietra dura, which means a solid rock. The ancient Italian craftsmen used solid rocks in this technique.
Твердый камень. Использовали твердые сорта камня.
The mosaic by Tajik artists has become a worthy decoration of the armorial hall in the SCO headquarters.
На каждое государство цветок. Это Россия ромашка,
The
Таджикистан.
flowers represent countries: chamomiles for Russia, roses for Tajikistan, tulips for Uzbekistan, wild tulips for Kyrgyzstan, apple blossoms for Kazakhstan, lotus for India, jasmine for Pakistan, and peonies for China.
Лотос, Пакистан жасмин и Китай пионы.
The outstanding works by Tajik mosaic craftsmen gained popularity in both Tajikistan and many other countries. A Republican Parents Forum titled Teacher, Student, Parent, the Golden Triangle was held in the Kazakh capital. The conference was attended by more than 150 participants from across Kazakhstan. At the first meeting, the participants learned that the boards of trustees will be established in schools and lyceums of Bilim Innovation and Bilim Morda public funds. The participants also discussed children's involvement in social life, promotion of traditional values among them, and enhancement of partnership between teachers and parents. Such meetings will be held every year.
негізгі күтілетін нәтиже бұл осы уақытқа дейінгі болған ең.
The forum's major result will be exchange of experience. We will discuss the trends in education of students existing in the world and if we meet these modern requirements. It is very important to build partnership between the teachers and parents.
Арасында соларды енгізу болып есептелінеді.
Қазір осы жерден алған көп сабақ алғандай боламын мен.
I learned a lot of useful information at this meeting. Everything that I learned here, I will report to the Parents' Board and will present at the Parents' meeting. I am a member of the Parents' Board and visit various lyceums.
Өзім. Мен ата-аналар комитетімін. Ұлдар лицейінде де боламын, қыздар лицейінде боламын.
An exhibition titled The History and Culture of the Great Steppe opened in Tashkent to mark the year of Kazakhstan in Uzbekistan. Items exhibited at the event, which was organized as part of the Golden Man's procession through the museums of the world, include the Saka warriors' costume and gold items, which date back to the Iron Age. In the 7 facets of the Great Steppe article, Kazakhstan's first president mentioned the Golden Man as a national asset.
Эта выставка, она для нас откроет абсолютно новый Казахстан.
This exhibition will show us an absolutely new Kazakhstan. Particularly, it will open new facets of nomadic culture of Kazakhstan. Of course, the exposition will enrich our national culture. This is because at the present stage, only the dialogue of cultures can contribute to the birth of art masterpieces. I think that it is the favorable political background which was created due to the efforts of the leaders of our countries. This contributes to strengthening of cultural ties. The Golden Man sparked a great interest among the Uzbek residents. Local scientists, artists and historians didn't hide their excitement. The Golden Man's discovery proved that the history of the Kazakh people originated from the Saka period. As a result of the meticulous work, the scientists managed to recreate the ancient warriors' clothing. The exhibition also features household items and decorations discovered in the burial mound, as well as masterpieces of the Kazakh ancient and medieval art.
Мы даже не представляли, что в степях Казахстана
We had no idea that we could find such treasures in the steppes of Kazakhstan. Who are these people who created them? These are very beautiful, unusual and delicate works. We are quite surprised. The exposition consists of several sections. Each of them reflects the significance of the history of the Great Steppe. For instance, the Hall of Ethnography, Gold and Silver showcases unique exhibits of the Saka period, which reflect the well-developed culture of the nomadic people. Part of the ancient artifacts is designed in the animalistic style. When I was in Seoul, I noticed the similarity of our people. I was surprised that we have a lot in common. Uzbekistan is a brotherly country since we have common roots. Here we are very warmly welcomed. Outside the neighbor also shows a desire to demonstrate their art in our country. We have signed a memorandum. The Golden Man's procession through the museums of the world has been to several countries. The tour will travel to United States, Italy, Austria, France and Germany. To date, the exhibition is visited by over 1 million people. The exhibition of Kazakhstan's main artifact in Tashkent will be open for 1 month. Kazakhstan's capital hosted a private premiere of the Balwan Cholak film. The film conveys the story of a unique historical figure and a renowned wrestler who had remarkable strength. The movie reflects the socio-political situation of that period and also discusses topics on existence. This film was presented as part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program of the first president of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev. The film is based on historical and reliable facts and sources. Balwan Cholak is one of the legendary sons of the Kazakh people. A number of books were written about the life of the famous fighter, singer and composer. However, there hasn't been a film adaptation about him. The private premiere of the film in the capital had a full house. Balwan Cholak is not only a man of strength, but he is also a composer who wrote the script to adapt it for cinema. I also translated the film into Russian. The film is directed by Nurgeldi Sadigulov. Actor Yerkebulan Dairov stars as Balwan Cholak. He has repeatedly played a role of an eminent fighter on the theater stage. Nonetheless, the artist said that starring in the film has its own challenges. The most difficult part was the external one. I gained 15 kilograms in order to look like Balwan Cholak. I had a daily routine designed for me only. I ate 7 to 8 times a day and trained in the gym 6 times a week. In Kazakhstan, the public premiere of the film about the difficult fate of Balwan Cholak is scheduled for April 18. The movie was filmed by order of the Kazakh Ministry of Culture and Sports. A photo exhibition titled Bright Youth of Sarajal opened in the Kazakh capital. The collection features images of everyday lives of school students, pictures of rural area, and photographs of teenagers from East Kazakhstan region. Works by French photographer Eric Vazoller opened in the National Museum of Kazakhstan and includes 35 unique photographs by the foreign photographer.
Летом, значит, в конце июня или в начале июля хочу опять туда.
I'm planning to visit the village again this summer in late June or early July because there are not much outdoor activities during winter season and there is a lot to see in summer. I take pictures and also conduct master classes for children.
Мастер-классов для детей.
The project is the result of cultural cooperation between Kazakhstan and France. The exhibition was organized with the support of Kazakhstan First Presidency's Foundation and the French Embassy in Kazakhstan.
У нас очень много разных проектов, но я бы сказал, что в этом году
We are set to implement a number of projects, but the main focus this year will be on education and youth. As for educational cooperation between our countries, we expect to have a big season this autumn, as we will hold roundtable meetings on education in 3 cities.
круглые столы по темам образования.
Residents and visitors of the Kazakh capital can see the pictures of the bright youth of Sarajal photo exhibition until April 20th.